Minnesota, where hundreds of thousands of Somalians are ripping off our country and ripping apart that once great state. Billions of dollars are lost, and gangs of Somalians come from a country that doesn't even have a government, no laws, no water, no military, no nothing. As their representatives in our country preach to us about our Constitution and how our country is no good.
Mr. Trump, you've said Somalia has no law, no government, and is the worst place on earth. But here's the truth. The United States is one of our biggest supporters. You've helped rebuild our country, funded our government, and paid the salaries of our troops. In the last 20 years alone, America has spent over $150 billion in Somalia, funding schools, agriculture, and jobs. Its absence is felt, and yes, we understand your comments may have been aimed at Representative Ilhan Omar. We get the politics. But let me be clear, Somalia is a deeply religious Muslim nation, and in many ways, our values align more closely with your MAGA supporters than with liberal secularism. In fact, Islam and Christianity have more in common with each other than either has with Judaism, especially on core beliefs. As Muslims, we believe in Jesus, peace be upon him, and we believe in his return. That's a powerful bond between us and many Christians. And to your base, Tucker Carlson, if you're listening, ask me anything, even about the Epstein files. In Somalia, we don't have that. We don't tolerate pedophilia, we protect our children, full stop. So let's stop talking down to Somalia. Let's talk as partners. Because when Somalia rises, so does the return on America's investment.
We do not blame the lawlessness of an individual on a whole community. What we also know is that there is not a single evidence that the president or his coolies have put forth that there are any single resource from taxpayers in Minnesota that has gone to aid and abate terrorism. That language is dangerous. That language puts the lives of Somalis not only in Minnesota, but across the country in danger. And if the president believed that, and he had evidence, he would take people to court. So we are sick and tired of the president waking up one day and deciding to put forth falsehoods and demonize whole communities, while the ignorant people that support him then take the lies that he's spreading and use it as a fact. We've seen his vice president repeat those lies. We've seen the media run it as a headline as if it was a fact. That is shameful. That is shameful. That is ignorant. It makes us look like a stupid nation that does not believe in truth, but traffics in lies. It makes the world mock us, and we are better than that.
Hello, my good people. This is Peter Ventures back again. And today we're talking about the Somali people in United States of America, but Minnesota side of United States of America, where the president clashes with the Somali people. But you know, the Somalians have been declined that they are not Africans. They even refusing to support Africans, that they are Arabs. And now when they have problem issues with the US, now these people started crying for Africans. They are crying for help from Africans, while they themselves declined to be that they are Arabs. Why don't they call, instead of calling Arabs to help them, they are now crying for Africans? Let's take a look to the videos, then we will be back again.
This is all I know.
I was only 3 years old when I came, and this is my home, and this has got to stop.
I'm not scared. So I'm citizen. I'm happy. I'm United States. I brought up America. I'm happy. So why you asking me? Some guys asking me, give me basmati, give me a green card. Why? Why you asking me?
Almost every Somali person living here is a citizen.
There's more than 100,000 Somalis in Minnesota. Roughly 84,000 reside in the metro. The journey from Somalia started decades ago.
My family immigrated here to Minneapolis, to Minnesota in 1993. We immigrated on February 16th, one of the coldest days of that year, I think, or at least to me. And we came here where there wasn't really that many people of color, but Minnesota, what I have found in Minnesota is, as my father says, we came to a cold place, but we found people with warm hearts. And now, 30 plus years later, I'm as Minnesotan as you can get. In fact, I was in a deer stand not too long ago. I did not get deer. But today we're standing because my community, the Somali immigrant community, and our broader immigrant community is under assault. Part of me says that we are under assault because we exemplify what it is to be an immigrant in this country. Somali Americans are hardworking bus drivers, engineers, doctors. We do the jobs that many people don't want to do. And we are in both the urban core and in greater parts of the state. We are and have been in this country for a long time. In fact, overwhelmingly majority of our community is actually younger children who are born here in this great state of Minnesota. What President Trump and most of the public who are attacking our community is not aware of is the success of this great community. And I believe personally that is why we're being targeted, and that's why we're being attacked. And to my beloved Somali American community who now feel the breath and the weight of this federal government dawning upon us with ICE agents now traveling in different parts of our city, I speak to you to say, number one, know your rights. Be calm, collective. This moment will pass. And not only will it pass, but we will come out of this moment stronger, more resilient. And for the first time, we will be sharing our culture, our incredible hospitality, our hard work, and the stories that we have kept so long inside of Minnesota to the greater part of this nation. And not only our food and sambusas and all the other things that we have will become mainline, but it will show the resiliency of our state and our community. In this moment, it is understandable to be frustrated and in fear, but rest assured we are here to let you know that we will prevail. To President Trump and the base that is attacking our community, we understand that you are here to divide us, to create fear amongst us, and to selectively target the blackest immigrant and Muslim community in this great state. President Trump has had a history of targeting black people long before he ever ran for any office. And we know that the identity of who we are is part of the attack. And also, as being Muslims and being immigrants. In fact, we know in our community we have some of the smallest number of undocumented Somali Americans. Majority of us are U.S. citizens, even a majority of even that born in the United States. What we see today that's happening in Minneapolis is the authoritarian nature of this government and acting as a third world nation by targeting lawful U.S. citizens. We should be ashamed of that. And we remind President Trump and the Republican leadership of this state and across the country, Somali Americans are not monolithic to any community. We vote for the Democratic Party, we vote for the Republican Party, and for the first time we saw a shift, not only in our community, but other communities who voted actually for President Trump. We want people to understand that our community is sophisticated, capable, and very smart. In fact, in this moment, we are calling upon our neighbors, those who we have built great relationship with, to speak up, to stand up, and to share to the rest of the country what it means to be a neighbor to a Somali American, to be taught by a Somali American, to be driven by a Somali American, and to live and see a world where Somali Americans are not just an asset, but an important asset to the future of this state and this country. I personally sit in this moment as President Trump continues to target us, and I see a moment of inspiration even in that vile hate toward our community. He is inspiring a generation of young people today who are on social media watching this and recognizing that his seat that he's sitting in as the President of the United States, he is inspiring a young Somali woman, a young Somali boy to become a president of the United States in near future. We are not a community that retreats. We are a community that leans in. We are a community that's civically engaged. We are a community that cares about our neighbors. And we are a community that believes in everything great about this nation. Not only do we serve in the Army and police departments, but we are part and parcel of everything that happens in the success of this great state.
What's it like being a Muslim here in the United States? I'm not speaking English.
What does it mean to you to be a part of Islam?
I don't know, I'm not speaking English very well.
Are you? Do any of you speak English? English? No, sounds Muslim. The religion. I kept going because I want to speak with some more of the elders here to see if they could share their story about coming here from Somalia and how they've seen the rise firsthand. Hello, none of them spoke English. How are you? Can I ask any of you guys some questions? No? Speak English? Look at it slow. No? Do any of you speak English? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want it? No ban! No wall! No ICE at all! No ICE at all! Say it loud! We are proud!
In one of the largest taxpayer-funded fraud schemes in U.S. history, federal prosecutors say a Minnesota-based network stole more than $250 million meant to feed low-income children. Authorities have already charged 77 people, many of them Somali immigrants, in what's now known as the Feeding Our Future scandal. Minnesota, home to the nation's largest Somali community, has become the center of this massive investigation. According to the Department of Justice, defendants exploited a pandemic-era meal program by submitting fake invoices, inflated meal counts, and even staged photographs to make it appear they were serving millions of meals that never existed. In some cases, they claimed to feed more children than actually lived in entire neighborhoods. Instead of feeding kids, prosecutors say the money paid for luxury homes, high-end cars, jewelry, overseas transfers, and a web of shell companies used to hide the profits. A federal jury has now found Amy Bach, founder of Feeding Our Future, and Salim Ahmed Syed, guilty of conspiracy, bribery, wire fraud, and money laundering. And federal officials say more arrests may still be on the way.
Move back. Out the way, boys. This is the freedom. I'm coming to my process immigration.
What country are you from?
I'm from Western Sahara.
Did you know one of the largest Somali communities in the entire United States is right in Minnesota's Twin Cities? For decades, Somali refugees came here after escaping war and instability, building new lives from the ground up. They opened shops, drove taxis, worked factory jobs, and raised families. The community became part of the city's identity. But now, everything feels uncertain. Federal officials are preparing targeted enforcement actions aimed at Somali immigrants with old deportation orders or unresolved cases. And at the same time, political rhetoric is heating up. Former President Trump has repeatedly attacked Somali immigrants, calling them garbage and accusing them of draining public resources. Even Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, one of the most prominent Somali Americans in the country, has been pulled into the center of the firestorm. For many local families, fear is rising. Parents worry about being separated from their kids. Business owners worry about raids. And a community that once felt welcomed now feels singled out. So here's the real question. Is this about immigration enforcement or political targeting? Let me know what you think.
Congresswoman, thank you for being with us. The president attacked you personally yesterday, and I want to play more of what he said.
Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain.
Congresswoman, how do you respond to that?
Well, thank you, Anna, for having me. I would say the president's obsession with me and the Somali community is really unhealthy. It's creepy. And I hope that he gets the help that he needs. It sounds like he is trying to deflect from the failures that he's had as president. His immigration rates are not going in the way that he's expected.
You know, sometimes it's hard to help someone who have rejected you as a brother. When he gets some problem, then he coming back to cry for you for help again. So I even asking myself, what is the problem with the Somali people again? Well, they have been complaining to be Africans. They have been saying that 3,000 years back, Minnesota was gifted to them with their I think their king, or so they stayed there until they starting. They think they're whites. So now that they are not in good terms with the US, but the president decided to send them back home. Now they're crying for help to Africans, which they refuse to be brothers. They even complain that they are Arabs, and now, of course, they've been there for long. But the president, I think, is trying to maintain the security of the country, because those people have been too much. They thought that is their place. So I've been asking myself, is this is just a political issue, or what the president what the president is complaining about is real? Is he maintaining security, or just a political matter?
In Minnesota, a major debate is unfolding, and President Trump is right at the center of it. The president has raised strong concerns about the Somali community in Minnesota, and his message is simple: America must protect its security, its resources, and its future. For years, Minnesota has welcomed thousands of Somali immigrants, and many have built good lives. But alongside the success stories, the president says there have also been serious issues, including fraud cases, security concerns, and gaps in the immigration system that he believes put Americans at risk. So Trump has decided to take a firm stand. He's ordered a review of Somali green cards and immigration files, pushing for stronger vetting and accountability. In his view, it's not about attacking a community, it's about making sure the system is not abused and that the country stays safe. He believes the United States must hold everyone to the same standard, no exceptions. Supporters of the president say he's finally doing what past leaders were afraid to do, speaking openly about problems, tightening immigration rules, and making sure taxpayer money is protected. They argue that tough decisions now will prevent bigger problems later. Across Minnesota, many people agree with him. They say the president isn't targeting anyone unfairly. He's targeting broken policies, weak oversight, and individuals who take advantage of America's generosity. They believe his approach will lead to a safer, more responsible system that benefits everyone, including immigrants who follow the law. At the end of the day, this isn't just about one community. It's about national security. It's about enforcing the rules. And it's about leadership that isn't afraid to take bold steps, even when it sparks controversy. President Trump's message is clear: America must come first, and accountability must be for all. Kindly support this channel at Peter Ventures for more content. View, comment, like, share, and subscribe.